What's good, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Miami Dolphins franchise. This is the 8th episode, and we are taking on the Bills. But before we get into any of that, please go check out last episode where we did play against the Atlanta Falcons. It was a really fun game, and I do really urge you guys to check that one out. Now, if we head on to the game, we do have a couple things to get to, but we are facing off for the second time this year in our second game against the division rival Buffalo Bills in Buffalo, and we are taking on Josh Allen. Now, there are a couple things to get to before we get into anything else and the game. First, we have the second mock draft of the year, where it does have the Lions taking Bryce Young. But if we scroll down here, we can see our picks, as it has us taking a right outside linebacker in Trenton Simpson from Clemson, and then it does have us taking J.D. Bertrand from Notre Dame, the middle linebacker like before. We could take an outside linebacker, but I don't really see us. It might be something where we let go of Andrew Van Ginkel and then we pick him up, but I don't really see it that much. The next thing to do is the weekly awards, where it is Tua Tagovailoa who does get the Player of the Week award, going 22 for 30, 250 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 rushing touchdown last week against the Falcons. So again, he really did go off last week against the Falcons. Next up is, honestly, it's so good. We are finally fully healthy as Raekwon Davis is back, as I am just going to make sure the depth chart is all good. But yeah, so nice to have Raekwon Davis back. It's a huge help to our defense as he is a starter, and getting a starter back is always nice, as we will make him the rush DT2 there. And again, just really awesome to see there Raekwon Davis back in the lineup. With that being said, let's head to the weekly strategy, as we are taking on the Bills. And I don't know why showing Devin Singletary like Josh Allen doesn't exist. We're going to defend the deep pass, as superstar X Factor Josh Allen is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and that is what we want to avoid. And we will do run inside as the game plan goal for the offense. And for the team profile, the focus players remain the same as usual. And for the weekly game plan, let's do 5 sacks because we want to get pressure on Josh Allen. So we'll do 3 sacks to keep up with that 5-sack goal. We'll do rush for 150 yards because we want to run the ball, so we keep the ball out of Josh Allen's hands. And then for the head coach battle, let's just do win the turnover battle so we don't turn over the ball as we head into practice. Not looking to see any injuries here, as again, facing off against the Bills, we do not want to see any injuries, as that would be a really big hurt, as we do need our team at full strength to take on a team as good as the Bills. I know in the game they are only 3-3, but as I said, for the Falcons and a lot of these teams, like when we go into the actual game and play them, they don't play to the record. They play as like their overalls do, and their team is really good, so we really need to beware of these Bills. Now, with that all being said, we are headed to Highmark Stadium, where we will take on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. As again, we do kick off as usual. We are wearing the normal white away jerseys for this game, and again, really excited to get into this game. Really excited to commentate this game. Really excited to play against the Bills in Buffalo, as this should be a big challenge. I could actually see us losing this game. This does remind me a lot of the same game against the Bucs, where I kind of felt like we might lose against them going into it, as Josh Allen's stats there do look pretty good. Again, it's going to be a tough task to stop him, and it's going to be a tough task to stop this offense, man. Him and Stephon Diggs, that's a crazy duo to stop, and we really need our cornerbacks in Xavier Howard and Byron Jones to really step up here. And hopefully we can win this game, man. Going into Buffalo and coming away with a win would be huge to our confidence as we get ready to make the playoffs, as we are 6-1, so I am assuming we are going to make the playoffs. But yeah, good run by Singletary there for 5 yards. But yeah, like I was saying, man, if we can get a win here in Buffalo, which again is super tough, it's a super tough place to play. They're loud, man, and in real life, man, it's always really hard to play them in Buffalo. So if we can come away with a win in this game, that'd be awesome, as Josh Allen does complete his first pass there for 10 yards. Gonna send Heat here with the strong safety blitz, as they will blitz off the sideline. Let's use your Channing Tindall, and they are throwing the ball, and Byron Jones cannot come up with the interception, as a very, very poorly thrown ball there by Josh Allen. Don't know what happened there, as we are going to just drop back into the zone here on the second down. We will pinch the line, as they do seem like they might run the ball here, but yeah, as they do run the ball with Singletary, and Channing Tindall makes an incredible tackle to get there, man. Whenever a rookie plays good, it's always fun. As we will drop back into the dime defense here using Jerome Baker, as James Cook does find himself into the game, as he probably is a third down back. Covering him out of the backfield with Jerome Baker. Everything seems covered, but we aren't getting pressure. And I do lose coverage on James Cook, and Jalon Hall makes up for me. I don't know what happened there. I just kind of lost focus because I thought we might get pressure as he was running the other way, and it was a weird throw. But Josh Allen makes an incredible throw, and James Cook, the rookie, makes an incredible play. So let's use Javon Holland over the top here to help on Stephon Diggs, just because, again, he's so good. And a good tackle by Xavier Howard in the middle of the field as Josh Allen continues to drive down this field, man. I really can't afford to do that. It's like, it's one thing when the CPUs mess up, but it's another thing when I mess up with my own player when I'm covering the running back, as I cannot let that happen. As for whatever reason, I thought, oh my god, Xavier Howard almost makes the interception, but it's Stephon Diggs who gets a touchdown and a nice celebration there with James Cook. I put my hand up because I thought Xavier Howard might have got the interception, but unfortunately it is a dime by Josh Allen to Stephon Diggs as they go up 7-0. As Tua Tagovailoa does come back onto the field, as you saw there, man, the Buffalo Bills are a high-powered offense. As you saw, they just flew down the field, so we do want to run the ball a little bit and keep the ball out of their hands because, again, when the ball is in Josh Allen's hands, he can make anything happen. So the goal of this game is to hopefully have success with the run so we can have long drives and keep the ball out of his hands. Because, again, it's a really tough guy to stop in Josh Allen. Chase Edmonds does find a hole, and he makes his way down for 9 yards on his first rushes. That's a great start. I don't think I've ever run this play. It's a play action pass to the left, and I do like the play design of it a little bit, and it does look a little bit interesting. So let's try here, as it is play action, as we do get pressure. And Tua Tagovailoa does a good job to get down the field, and we will slide, as that's a great play by Tua Tagovailoa, showing off the legs a little bit more in these last few games. Great run by Tua off of that play action, and I love to see that. Definitely want to get Tyreek involved, as he has been a little bit quiet these last couple games, so definitely looking to get Tyreek involved, as I have no idea what happened there. How did Tua just miss a screen pass? I don't know if that was the receiver's fault or his fault, but that was super weird, as we will go with this seam divide play. I do like how it looks, but I have no idea what happened there on that throw. As Tyreek does look open in the middle of the field, but unfortunately they do make a good play on the ball, as we will go with this dagger play. See if we can find Tyreek or Jalen Waddle open, as this has been a tough drive to start. As I do see Waddle over the middle, and unfortunately it's a horrible throw, a horrible decision by me, and we are 0 for 3 to start this game, 4th and 10, and we are punting it back to that electric offense with Josh Allen, man. Not a great start to this game. We're going to start this drive by sending heat on the Bills, and as you can see on the top of the screen, they almost have all the momentum already, as they do find 81 open over the middle. Man, that was tough. They do have all the momentum already, as Jameson Crowder does get the first down there. Man, this has been a horrible start. Hopefully this isn't a blowout, man. I've never been blown out on the channel, and this might be the first one, man. I'm really hoping for that not to happen, as that's never fun to watch, but I'm really not trying to get mad. We do need to find a way to stay in this game, as Zach Moss has his first rush for only 2 yards, as the Bills are playing games on the bench, man. They give no fucks, man. They don't care about us at all, man. They're playing games instead of focusing on the game, man. That's wild to see that on the bench, as we use our Brandon Jones, as Josh Allen throws it up, and that's Xavier Howard's ball, and Jerome Baker comes back to lay a nasty hit to hit the ball loose, as we do force a 3rd and 8, and this is huge. I'm actually going to drop back into coverage, as I'm not too confident in us getting pressure, and I do like Jalen Phillips and Emmanuel Ogbah standing pressure, so hopefully they can get pressure only rushing 3, and we keep 3 in coverage here, as Josh Allen is looking, has all the time in the world, and of course, if he has that much time, he is going to find someone open, as he does hit Dawson Knox over the middle of the field, man. Of course, dude, if we don't get pressure within that amount of time, I know we're only sending 3, but if we're not going to get pressure in like 30 seconds, he's going to find someone open. Like, I don't even blame the coverage guys on that. As you go back to the run, and Andrew Van Ginkel and Channing Tindall combine on the tackle, as that is a very nice tackle from them, forcing the tackle for loss. Let's send the heat after that and hopefully capitalize off that play. If we can get a sack here, get them out of field goal range, that would be huge. As they do snap the ball, we do have Brandon Jones going over to get James Cook, and they only get 2 yards on that play, so that was honestly pretty good. I don't know how they got momentum for that play. Cool, you got 2 yards on 2nd and long. Like, cool, good for you. I don't get that, Madden, but we do go back to this cover 1 play, using Brandon Jones over the middle. They will pass this ball most likely, so hopefully we can force his incompletion to get our offense back on the field. As we do, Jerome Baker makes a tackle. I don't know if we got the first down or not by the momentum bar. It doesn't look like they did, as we did force 4th and inches. We are going to do safe man block just in case they don't make it, and we will try to block the field goal, but hopefully it's not a fake. Going for the block here, that would be huge, and we don't get the block, but it does look like Tyler Bass missed the field goal. That is huge, as he did miss a field goal the first time we played, which helped us win the game. So Tyler Bass not coming up clutch against these Dolphins. Back on offense here, if we can get this bomb to Tyreek to start the game, that would be a huge play, but I do see Jalen Waddle over the middle onto the sideline, and that's a great play to start this drive, as Tua Tagovailoa does get his first reception for 32 yards from Jalen Waddle. That is a great start to the drive, as we are already in Buffalo Bills territory. A huge play for Bass to miss that field goal, and that play right after, as Connor Williams does come over to get the block, but then Von Miller, the Bills' huge free agent acquisition, does make the stop there as we go back to the pass on second and medium. Hopefully looking to see Waddle or Tyreek over the middle here, as if one of them can get open, that'd be sweet, as Mike Gesicki and Cedric Wilson do get caught up on that route as they ran into each other, and that makes none of them get open. So that's really unfortunate, forcing third and medium or third and long, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully we get a guy open here, probably Tyreek, as he does, and that's literally pass interference. He's getting held up on his route. Literally, watch Tyreek. If you want to go back in the YouTube video. Tyreek is getting held up like a motherfucker on that route, and he can't go make the catch, as we do have momentum sticking us. So hopefully we can make this field goal. This is a tough one, as they do get the kick accurate, and I miss it to the left. That was actually crazy. I didn't realize how much momentum affected field goal kicks, and I missed that one to the left for sure. As Tyler Bass and Jason Sanders both struggle when they play against each other. But again, watch that route. Tyreek is getting held, and the refs just missed a clear defensive pass interference, man. So thanks, Madden, for that. That's really awesome. As they go back to the run, Channing Tindall doing a good job to make the stop, and Raekwon Davis comes in there, as the healthy Raekwon Davis is making an impact already, as that does end the first quarter, as we are moving into the second quarter down 7-0. Sending the heat here from the left side, hoping to get a little bit of pressure, using Brandon Jones on James Cook, as Josh Allen continues to look to move down the field, as we do get pressure, and they run a screen pass, and Jalen Phillips gets an interception. I did none of that. That was not a user pick at all. That was just Jalen Phillips getting the interception. Oh my god. Jalen Phillips returning from injury in his second game back from injury, doing an amazing job to read the screen pass, and he gets the interception. What a play from the second-year player. Going back to the air here after that play, Tyreek does look to have a step. No, he doesn't, but we will go with the aggressive catch. But I do think we got the DPI, maybe. But wow, what a play by Jalen Phillips. And we do get the defensive pass interference, because he could definitely not keep up with Tyreek Hill. So we will take the ball on the first. What a swing of momentum. Let's get this play going on the goal line. Actually, we're going to give the ball to Chase Edmonds, see if he can run the ball into the end zone, giving the ball to Chase Edmonds, and he cannot make it, as he gets stopped way in the backfield. We got no blocks, as Matt Milano came in there to make a nice tackle. We will go back to the air here for sure, as the run play did not seem to work out there. But here it looks like the run play will work, so we actually are going to go back to Chase Edmonds, give him another shot, as he does go up the middle, and he does get back to the 2-yard line, but he doesn't get the run. Let's hurry up here, not let them get set, and go back to the pass here, as we aren't going to give the running back another shot, but we will give the passer a shot, as Chase Edmonds is open underneath, secure catch, and that is a touchdown for Tua Tagovailoa to Chase Edmonds. What a play from Jalen Phillips to set up the touchdown, and thank you, referees, for finally seeing the defensive pass interference, which sets up our touchdown. Thank you to the NFL referees. A wild start to this game, as our defense does come back onto the field, as 2 missed field goals and 2 big drives from both of these teams, as it is 7-7 now, as they do go back to the air with Josh Allen. He does throw it up, but Byron Jones does a great job to make a play on the ball on Jamison Crowder, so we do get the stop there. But yeah, crazy game so far. An interception for Jalen Phillips, 2 missed field goals. Man, this is a wild game versus the Buffalo Bills. Honestly, with our team making all these offseason improvements to make our teams kind of similar in talent. Obviously, the Bills, I think, are a little bit better for sure, but I think our teams are way more similar than in past years. This should be a big rivalry going into real life, going into next year, so I'm really excited to see if the Dolphins can pull off a win in this series, or in this rivalry against the Buffalo Bills, as we do force 3rd and 8, dropping a lot of guys into coverage, hoping to get more pressure here, as Josh Allen reading the field, looking back, as I go back with Jerome Baker, making sure no one gets open, and he does find someone open the middle, but then Brandon Jones does a good job to knock the ball loose, as we did get 2 straight stops on Josh Allen. First the interception, and now knocking the ball loose for them to punt the ball back to us. If we can take the lead against Buffalo in Buffalo, that would be a huge swing of momentum here for this Miami Dolphins team. As I was going to run here, but I am switching the play to a pass as they are loading up the box. If we can take the lead here, like I said before, that would be huge as Tyreek does get open. And oh my god, Tre'Davious White tries to make a diving interception as Tua's stat line is not looking good, but honestly, we are tied, so we can go back to the goal of trying to keep the ball out of Josh Allen's hands. Again, if we do go down, we will have to pass the ball a little bit more. But if we can keep running the ball and keeping the clock moving, we can keep the ball out of Josh Allen's hands, which is the goal. So if we can get a score here, we can definitely use that strategy of running the ball heavy and using our 3 running backs to do that, which is the goal, as we will go back to that on 3rd and 1, as I am trying to see blocks, and we don't get blocks, and now it's decision time for me. Honestly, I do not feel confident of getting this first down, so I do think we are going to punt with Thomas Morstead. It just makes sense. I know it's Madden, and I know that you probably do want me to go for it, but I do play a little bit more realistically anyway, and it just does make the most sense to punt. I know it's only 1 yard, but if we don't get that 1 yard, it's a nice hit there by Keon Cross. If we don't get that 1 yard, man, we are in real trouble with this Josh Allen-led team and with this Josh Allen-led offense, so bring them back all the way to their own 14 to make them drive the length of the field to put up points. I'd much rather have them do that than have us miss a 4th and 1 or something like that. So definitely okay with that punt as a nice stop there. It's injury timeout as James Crowder does look injured, but he did get up under his own volition, so he should be okay, hopefully. Let's send heat on that 2nd and 7 here as Xavier Howard's X Factor is lit up, so hopefully he can do a good job on Gabriel Davis. Again, he should be pretty good heading into next year. As they do run a toss play to Devin Singletary, and then Byron Jones can't make the tackle, but Nick Needham comes in to clean up as that play is blown up, forcing the 3rd and long as we will drop back into the zone here, throw them off with not running man-to-man as we usually do, using Jerome Baker, and hopefully we can force a stop here, as I believe that is a false start as well to force them back another 5 yards. That is huge. That will make it 3rd and 17, so the punt definitely was the right decision, as again, we won't be sending a blitz. We're just going to rush 4, drop back into the zone, keep everything in front of you, do not let them get the first down, have them punt the ball back to the offense, and hopefully Tua can get to work with this run game as they are running a play action pass. I'm trying to cover everything, but they do go underneath. That is fine. Dawson Knox runs out of bounds. Only 4th and 10 now, so they will be definitely punting as they are on their own 13-yard line. As punting worked, man. After this punt, we should have good field position. Former Miami Dolphin Matt Hack punts it off. I'm actually a little bit mad that we kind of got rid of him. I thought we could have re-signed him because Jason Sanders did really good as a kicker when he was his holder, and Matt Hack is a fine punter by himself, so it was a little bit unfortunate we got rid of him. But let's go to the pass here, hoping to get Jalen Waddle open over the middle, and I will send Tyreek on his streak as well just to see if we can get a big chunk yard play here, as it doesn't look like we can, but Jalen Waddle is wide open with space to run. Jalen Waddle jukes back inside and does get tackled as we enter the red zone. Tua only has 3 completions, but he does have 70 yards, so definitely a messy game. Nothing clean about this one, but it is what it is. You are going to get into ugly games when you go up against these Buffalo Bills. Giving back the ball to Chase Edmonds as Mike Gesicki tries to get a block, and that's just not his game right now, man. He's really trying to improve as Chase Edmonds is not doing well in this game. Definitely going to see if we can get motion with the ball a little bit more. Let's get him some extra blocking there, as Jeremy Smythe will come over and block for him while he pulls. Definitely a play here which we do want to run. Hopefully we can get a couple yards here to make a 3rd and manageable, if not just the first down, as Alec Ingold has been great as our fullback. That's actually something I should talk about, as we do get 5 yards on that play, so it is 3rd and 5. Alec Ingold has been such a welcome addition to this team, man. Whenever he blocks, it feels so secure, so very happy that we do have him on the team, as I do see X open down the field as Durham Smythe comes under, and Tua Tagovailoa throws an interception to Jordan Poyer. Tua Tagovailoa had not thrown a pick in so long, and honestly, I believe if that's Mike Gesicki, that might be a catch, but it's Durham Smythe on 3rd down. That's on me. I should have had Mike Gesicki in the game at that point, but it's just hard to make that substitution in real time. And Tua Tagovailoa throws his first interception in I don't know how many games, but it was bound to happen as they do run a read option with Josh Allen, and that definitely, we were not expecting that, as he sheds a tackle from Devon Holland, and he has a 20-yard rush. But man, honestly, I'm okay with Tua throwing up an interception. It's not a great one or anything like that, but it is what it is. Like, he wasn't going to not throw an interception for the rest of the series, so it was going to happen. I don't blame him for that. As Dawson Knox is wide open with no one on him. I don't know if that was my assignment or not. As Dawson Knox runs past Devon Holland, and then we do make the tackle. Man, this Buffalo team in Buffalo is a tough team, man. I'm really not trying to lose, but like, it is what it is, man. Like, this is a tough team to beat. There might be, I think they're the Super Bowl favorites in real life, So it is a tough one. I know this is Madden, but still, like, they do play like that. As Jalen Phillips does do a good job to make the tackle, as we are headed for the 2-minute warning here. After the 2-minute warning, it is 2nd and 5 for the Buffalo Bills in the red zone. Really need our defense to step up here and make the play. Not that they haven't already, as they have a pick already, and they've been doing a good job at stopping the Buffalo Bills offense. It's honestly been our offense that's been struggling a little bit, and Tua Tagovailoa has been struggling a little bit. Again, he just went off in 2 straight games, so it's hard to blame him. It's just like going in against a tough Buffalo defense. That's a tough one, as Dawson Knox does make the catch to get into the end zone, as, again, we really need to score points during this 2-minute drill, or else we might be heading down into the halftime down 7 points. As the offense comes back onto the field, Tua Tagovailoa has 1 minute and 52 seconds to put some points on the board and keep this game close, as that is definitely the goal. Jalen Waddle does come open underneath, and he does get the first down, as we will go into the hurry up and the no huddle offense, as again we are trying to move down the field with speed, with some urgency, as Tyreek makes a nice cut and Tua with a nice ball, as Tyreek makes a nice catch, keep the clock moving a little bit, and we will continue with the hurry up. Going into the slot curl plays, this is a play I don't think we have run. Let's see if anyone gets open. I see Waddle open underneath, as a great ball from Tua. Waddle breaks a tackle, jukes out to the outside as I was trying to get out of bounds, but we will take our first timeout as Tua Tagovailoa is driving down this field with a different type of mentality, man, as that has been some great throws. That was honestly his best start to the drive so far. We will continue in the air. Jalen Waddle does a nice out route, and Tua with a nice ball, and Jalen Waddle with 10 toes down, as Tua's stat line looking a little bit better now after this last drive. Waddle with already 100 yards in the first half. That is nice to see. We'll use Ingold as an extra blocker here, and hopefully we see triangle over the middle. Raheem Mostert gets the ball and runs into the end zone as we score in under 30 seconds, I think, or just over 30 seconds. Great ball from Tua, great route from Raheem Mostert, and we tie this game before halftime even ends. Honestly, we might have scored a little bit too early, as now the Bills do have a little bit of time to try and put points on the board. Game tied 14-14, 54 seconds here for Josh Allen to try and put up points. Our goal is to not let that happen. Let us just keep points off the board. I am covering Stephon Diggs over here, but he does go to Gabriel Davis underneath, and Nick Needham does a good job to make the tackle and knock the ball loose. Let's send a little bit of heat off the left side, mixing it up, as Emmanuel Ogbah will drop into coverage on this play. Mixing it up here, as we'll use your Jerome Baker as he comes over to monitor this zone. And a good play from Nick Needham to knock the ball loose, and I don't know who that was on the defensive line, but he did have a chance to get it. Let's send some heat on this third down, keep the pressure on, and hopefully make this stop, as maybe we'll have some time to put on points, as they do run the ball, and we are forced to take our second timeout, but we do have 40 seconds to try and put up at least a field goal back on the Bills and maybe taking the lead into the second half. As we will start off from the 37-yard line after a kind of average punt from Matt Hack. Again, I did not think we'd be in this position to try and get points, but we will try what we can do. If anything, we're just not trying to turn the ball over. As Waddle gets open down the field, bullet pass from Tua Tagovailoa, and Jalen Waddle makes the catch. Let's call our final timeout, and let's just take some shots to the end zone, as Jalen Waddle is killing this Buffalo Bills team right now. What a game, or what a half. It's not even a game. What a half from Jalen Waddle, as he's trying to prove that he is a #1 receiver by himself. As we will snap the ball here, rolling out to the left with Tua Tagovailoa. Jalen Waddle comes open. We give the ball to Jalen Waddle. He makes a tackle. We have to go spike the ball quickly, as I'm spamming spike. And now we do have 8 seconds left from the 13-yard line. I think we can run one play before we have to go for the field goal, so we will definitely do that, hoping to score a touchdown here. So I'm actually going to put Jalen Waddle on a slant. I think that's the best route to go here, and hopefully we can get points. If not, just hoping the clock stops. And nothing happens. As you see Waddle open in the corner of the end zone, and Waddle catches the ball, and we get another touchdown in the 2-minute drill, and we get the ball at half, as Jalen Waddle makes an amazing catch. This is the most crazy half I've seen a receiver have probably in this series, as Jalen Waddle has been going crazy against the Buffalo Bills. I made the title in the last video, or in a couple of videos ago. Jalen Waddle goes off. He's going off. He might have gone off the same amount as that whole game in this one half, as Jalen Waddle is going crazy. With 2 seconds left, all the Bills did was knee the ball out to end the half, as we do enter the half up 21-14. With that in mind, I want to chew the clock. I want to keep the ball out of Josh Allen's hands and try and come out of Buffalo with a win, walk into Buffalo and walk out with a win. So we will do run inside. And then because they are down, they're definitely going to start throwing the ball deep. So we will be defending the deep pass. As man, this has been a crazy game. It was a horrible start. And then Tua Tagovailoa got going. And now we have some momentum here. And we can start getting the ball rolling, as we will take this out of the end zone with River Craycraft, as he does do a good job to get back to the 20, just not to the 25. But I don't know if we could have taken any anyway. As Tua, after throwing that pick, look like a man on a mission as we will continue with the arm. But again, now that we have the lead, we can really go with that strategy of trying to run the ball out and chew the clock. So I'm actually going to put chew clock on after this, as Mike Gesicki is open over the middle, but they do get the stop. But Tua has 3 touchdowns already, 1 pick. So honestly, after that rough start where he didn't have any completions and he threw a pick, he's done a great job to turn this around. As let's go with the run now and hopefully use the run a lot to help chew this clock and get this team going. As Raheem Mostert does trip in the backfield, which is really unfortunate. But yeah, now we will be forced to throw on this 3rd down. But again, going through with this strategy, man, we want to keep the ball out of Josh Allen's hands so we can pick up a 1st down. That will be super helpful here as I'm looking. Mike Gesicki does a good job to get open on that out route, and let's stay inbounds and chew this clock down as we get, again, we want to have long drives in the 2nd half, put up points, and walk into Buffalo and walk out with a dub. Let's give the ball to Sony Michel on the stretch, trying to keep it to this left side where we do have our better blockers in Durham Smythe and Teron Armstead and Connor Williams for that matter, as Sony Michel does get stopped in the backfield. The only issue with my strategy of running the ball on this Bills team is that Bills defensive line is one of the best in the NFL, so it's really tough to use that strategy. But again, I think that's the best way to go against this Bills team, as Raheem Mostert does pick up a good chunk of yards, as it is 5 yards on that play. And now we are forced to go with a pass, which is fine on 3rd down, as we do have these routes. I do like this play a lot. Hopefully we can get the 1st down here, as I don't see anyone open, so I am just going to try and get the ball to Mike Gesicki, but unfortunately Tim Settle gets to Tua Tagovailoa, and we do have to take the sack, which does force us to punt because it is 4th and 19, and again, not the greatest start to this half, but I really can't be too mad in general just because we do have the lead on the Bills in Buffalo, and we are up 21-14. Just as a heads up, Jamison Crowder is back into the game, using Jerome Baker over the middle here as they are in the I form. Again, still scared of Josh Allen, but we are doing a good job of stopping Devin Singletary, as he has only 10 rushes for 18 yards. And you continue with that man-to-man, one-on-one cover one defense, as we will use your Brandon Jones over the middle here, trying to get a stop and get this offense back on the field. I do see, as that's a horribly thrown ball from Josh Allen. I have no idea what I was talking about, but that's a horribly thrown ball from Josh Allen. I thought Xavier Howard might have had a chance to come back for the pick, but he unfortunately did not have enough awareness to come back down for the interception, but it was man-to-man, so I see why that happened. He's staying with his man, which makes sense. As Josh Allen finds James Cook out of the backfield for the reception for the 1st down. James Cook is the returner as well, and he has definitely had an impact on this game, as they do go back to this I form. They really like this I form, so going to use Brandon Jones on Devin Singletary and hopefully get a stop here as they go back to the run. And Devin Singletary does have daylight as he does try and juke, but then Javon Holland and Atlanta Roberts do get back for the tackles. Even though he does have a long run there, he still only has 11 rushes for 28 yards, I believe, so not too bad there, as it is only 2nd and inches. Going to come down with Brandon Jones to cover James Cook. And hopefully we can get a stop here. Emmanuel Ogbah is chasing Josh Allen, and Josh Allen makes an amazing throw to Gabriel Davis, who makes an incredible catch. I can't even blame Nick Needham. Nick Needham tackled in midair, and Gabriel Davis, whilst getting tackled midair, catches the ball and gets his feet in. That was a ridiculous catch by Gabriel Davis. It's only his 1st catch of the game, but still a ridiculous catch nonetheless, as Byron Jones is doing a good job over there on Stephon Diggs. Hopefully I did not just jinx that, but he has been actually doing a good job over there, as Devin Singletary does get free, and then Eric Rowe finds himself into the game and does make a good tackle on Devin Singletary. As Devin Singletary is starting to get going here, and this Buffalo Bills offense is starting to drive down the field. Hopefully we can get a stop here in the red zone and force them to kick, as they go back to Devin Singletary, and why not, because it is working. But Channing Tindall and Jerome Baker, our 2 inside linebackers, do a good job to get to Devin Singletary in appropriate time. As Jerome Baker, we will use him as Atlanta Roberts is into the game, as Josh Allen drops back on a slants play. I do have to cover him until I have to come up to cover Josh Allen. I was really trying hard to speak there, as I was trying to cover the route behind me, the slant behind me. But then I did see Josh Allen start to run, so I knew I needed to go down at some point. But Josh Allen did a good job to keep that play going for us. He does only pick up a yard, so I think I did a pretty good job there. As we do cover everything, but unfortunately Dawson Knox gets 10 toes down on the toe tap touchdown on Jerome Baker. Jerome Baker needs to do a little bit better in coverage, as Dawson Knox scores his 2nd touchdown of the game to tie the game up 21-21. It is 21-21 just as the 3rd quarter is about to hit the 2-minute mark. And by the way, who can say they're surprised, man? 2 of the top teams in the AFC East going at it. And who's surprised that's 21-21? with a little bit left in the third quarter. I can't say I'm surprised because I kind of saw this coming. I knew this was going to be a tight game, so definitely had that in mind as we will run this mesh concept. Looking underneath to Durham Smythe as he does find himself open as he makes the catch and lays the wood a little bit as he tries to fight for the first down, but unfortunately he did not get it, but he does get it close to 3rd and 1. Let's run this play action play with Sony Michel. But actually, I do like how they're lined up for a stretch play. So let's run the stretch play here. I didn't get to set it up. And now I knew that was going to happen as I was trying to call the run play. But unfortunately, our team was not in a good enough spot to change the play and audible out of that call, as that forces the false start on Sony Michel, and now we are forced to pass out of the penalty and the 3rd and medium now, as we are looking for Tyreek over the middle probably, and Jalen Waddle finds himself open over the middle as Jalen Waddle continues to eat on this Buffalo Bills team, and I had no idea this was going to happen. I actually thought, I went into this game thinking, let's get Tyreek the ball a little bit more, but Jalen Waddle is doing his best to prove that he might be the wide receiver 1 on this team, as Raheem Mostert will get the ball here on this play. It's a little bit of a delay, and 93 does a great job to get us in the backfield as Raheem Mostert and Chase Edmonds are struggling in this game for sure, man. That Bills defensive line is nothing to play around with, as we will go back to the pass, and never mind, as that is the end of the 3rd quarter, tied 21-21. With it being 2nd and 10 here, I am going to run a pass play. Looking at Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, or Durham Smythe. Maybe Gesicki will get open on that corner route. We will see. As maybe it is Mike Gesicki on that corner route, but unfortunately Tua does just barely miss him. Again, Tua played very well after that interception until that throw, as that was inaccurate for no reason. Looking at the slot seam play to see if we can get open, as Tyreek Hill is being pressed right now, so let's send him on the streak. Let's actually block Chase Edmonds on this 3rd and 10 and keep that play like that. So let's see if we can get anything open, as I don't see anything right now. Let's give Gesicki a shot, as I do throw underneath, and Gesicki makes the catch, but unfortunately it's not enough for the first down. But we do have a chance to attempt a field goal, and honestly, if Mike McDaniel thinks Jason Sanders has a shot, let's try it, man. I know I missed a field goal earlier, but let's try to make this kick with Jason Sanders, a 58-yarder. I think I missed it, but I'm not sure. Does it have the legs to go in? And I think it's just short, as unfortunately it is just short. But honestly, if Mike McDaniel thought we had the legs for it, I had to trust it, as usually it only gives you the opportunity to kick it if you are close enough. So definitely had to make it. Maybe the smarter thing was punting there, but gave my boy Sanders a shot to make up for his mistake, but unfortunately he does make another one, as a beautiful hit by Javon Holland on Devin Singletary. Javon Holland continues to be one of the best safeties in the NFL, which is really awesome to see. Again, it's really cool to see him and Jalen Phillips really doing so well on this team and really showing out for this defense as the 2 young stars, as they are running the clock down a little bit, as Josh Allen rolls out to his right side, as I am setting up Brandon Jones and force him to throw the ball away. Going with this man-to-man coverage where the safeties do play a little bit lower of his zone, which is really interesting, as he will help out on Stephon Diggs on that side with Javon Holland. And they do throw it up to James Cook, as Jerome Baker is really struggling in coverage, as he does make the tackle to prevent a touchdown. But yeah, James Cook is really busting up Jerome Baker on the routes, as he has 79 receiving yards. Wow. And by the way, I don't know if you saw on the top of the screen there, but Josh Allen and Tua Tagovailoa have nearly identical stat lines, with 3 touchdowns and 1 interception being identical. So they are dueling with each other, both throwing a pick, but both coming back from that pick with good plays, as the Bills are down into the red zone now, as it is 2nd and 3. I do want to send a little bit of heat here. Let's send it off the left side, but they might run it here, so we are going to pinch the line as well, as I am a little bit afraid of that. As Jerome Baker, we are using him, but it is a flag. I believe that is a false start on the Buffalo Bills, man. This has been a super ugly and messy game. Interceptions, turnovers, flags all over the place, as that does move him back, so it is 2nd and 8. Going to use your Brandon Jones over the middle here, as they are audibling to a different play. So Van Ginkel does happen to be on Stephon Diggs, so we are definitely going to use your Brandon Jones to help on Stephon Diggs, as he tosses away Andrew Van Ginkel, and Xavier Howard comes up with an interception on James Cook, and he's still running. Does he have the legs to beat out Josh Allen? No, I thought that might be a pick 6, but Xavier Howard finally gets another interception, as he's had so many close chances in the last games, and then Xavier Howard celebrates on this team. What a play by Xavier Howard, as he baits Josh Allen to throwing an interception, and now their stat lines in Tua Tagovailoa and Josh Allen are not identical, as Xavier Howard forces Josh Allen to throw another interception, as Chase Edmonds does do a good job to get 4 yards there to start off the drive, as now this is an all-important drive for this Miami Dolphins team to put up points and take back the lead. Again, we only have 45 rushing yards in this game, which is really unfortunate. As I do see Tyreek Hill over the middle, low throw to make sure he doesn't get hit, and that's a great throw from Tua Tagovailoa to Tyreek Hill, the star. Let's go to the halfback stretch, and if I don't like it, I can definitely substitute, but I actually do like the look at this. Hopefully Ingold and Smythe can get some good blocks, and we can get this first down on the run, as we can't, as Tremaine Edmonds makes an insane play to break on the ball, and now they are forced to punt, man. Maybe I should be throwing, man. As I even said it just now, that like 3rd and short, I'm trying to learn from my mistakes where on 3rd and 4th and short in the pass, like against the Bucs, I shouldn't have passed the ball, so I'm not running the ball. But now in this game, I probably should pass the ball because we've had way more success passing the ball than running the ball, as they have stopped the run completely. But I did think on that 3rd and 2, I was going to audible to a pass if I didn't like the look, but I did think we had the gap to get the stop, but of course we didn't, as now we're using Brandon Jones on James Cook, and we are trying to send the pressure on this 1st and 10, trying to get the ball back to this offense as they go to James Cook around the outside, and Brandon Jones takes an awesome route to the ball and makes an awesome tackle on James Cook, as James Cook has been great as a rookie for this Bills team and for this Bills offense. He's making an instant impact. Could argue he's running back 1, even though they're using him as a complimentary back, as it is play action, as they are chucking it up to Stephon Diggs, but it is Xavier Howard in coverage, and he almost had the interception, but unfortunately Josh Allen outthrew both of them. He overthrowed both of them, so that's unfortunate, as you run a halfback draw, and that works beautifully for them, as Javon Holland and Brandon Jones do combine on the tackle. But that was crazy, man. I was expecting a pass the whole time on that 3rd down. It was 3rd and 7, so basically 3rd and long, and they run a run play, like a fake pass, halfback draw, run play, and that definitely caught me off guard, as that's an amazing play call from Brian Daboll and that New York Giants offense. I don't know if that's actually their coach in the game, but obviously in real life, that's Brian Daboll calling that play, so good play call from him. Not Brian Daboll. I just had a massive brain fart. Brian Daboll is not the coach of the Buffalo Bills. He was a former coach of the Buffalo Bills, as is Sean McDermott. I don't know why I was name-dropping Brian Daboll. So it is, in this game, if they had coordinators, it would be Brian Daboll, but it's not. It's not Brian. I don't know what happened there. I just had a massive brain fart, so my bad on that. Not Brian Daboll. As Xavier Howard almost gets another interception, but he does force a stop on James Cook, forcing the 4th down stop and 3rd down stop to force them to punt on 4th down, as we get the ball back with 2 minutes left to try and win this game. And again, my bad, not Brian Daboll, obviously. Honestly, I'm recording this at 2 a.m. and my brain's not working, so my apologies for calling that play as a call play from Brian Daboll, man. I'm just going to move on from this topic now. 2 minutes and 32 seconds left. The game is tied with Buffalo, and if we can put up some points on this drive, we do have a solid chance at winning this game, as Durham Smythe does get open over the middle, and it's a dead-eye pass from Tua Tagovailoa to start moving these chains. The clock is actually on our side, so we are all good, as they are showing Xavier Howard on the sideline right now, as he has been the guy who has led this team to this victory so far with that interception, as we do hit the 2-minute warning now, as I am definitely going to get out of true clock now that we do have to run this 2-minute drill. Now it's on Tua and Tua alone to go out and win this game, as we do have Waddle and Tyreek on that one side, stacking that one side, setting Waddle on the streak. I don't see anyone open. Tyreek does get open down the field, but the defensive line does do a good job to swat the ball, as I was backing up a lot there just because they were getting pressure, as they do force 2nd and 10. Not even going to try to run the play action or anything. I think they know that we're not running the ball at all, as we will do a good job. Step back in the pocket, and a great throw from Tua Tagovailoa to get the first down to Mike Gesicki, and now we must go into the hurry-up offense, as I can't even commentate this, man. This might be the most silent drive ever, as now we do a good job, as Jalen Waddle is open underneath, and he will probably get out of bounds here. No, they don't, as that's an important tackle by Kyer Elam, another rookie, making an instant impact for the Buffalo Bills. Going back to the pass here on 2nd and inches. I can't believe that's not a first down, actually, as I do see triangle over the middle, as that's a great catch from Chase Edmonds, as he hangs onto the ball and gets out of bounds, as we are on the 44-yard line. Man, this is so intense. Chase Edmonds with the 2nd reception, as honestly, I'm going to run the ball here. They only have 3 rushing. We have a bunch of good blockers. Let's go and run this ball, as we do have a bunch of blocks, and then Matt Milano comes out of nowhere to make a nice tackle, as I think our offensive line does need to do a good job there, as if we could have blocked Matt Milano a little bit better there. We honestly had a couple more yards, as now we are going to run the ball in 2nd and 3. I'm going to substitute to the pass, because I do want to get it a little bit closer, because I don't trust myself with Jason Sanders to make that field goal, even though it's pretty close, as I don't see anyone open here. Tua running to the left, as the defender leaves the outside, and Tua runs down as he gets out of bounds on the sideline, and we are inside the red zone. Now we can definitely run the ball, as I definitely feel close enough to make this field goal, as he we do give the ball to Sony Michel, and he gets forward as the Buffalo Bills are starting to call timeouts now, as they know that we can just run this clock down, as we can hopefully win this game with a Jason Sanders kick. Obviously, I've already missed 2 field goals in this game with Jason Sanders, so hopefully he can come back himself and make a play. And never mind, Raheem Mostert runs in for, oh my god, I messed up. Oh, why do I do this? Why do I do this? Why did I run into the end zone? I was so scared of kicking the field goal in that 1 split second where I had the decision to go down. But I said, screw it, let's just go in and score a touchdown so I don't have to make a kick to win because I've already missed 2. And now I just might have cost us the game. Because now if the Bills get the ball and run down this clock and score with their 48 seconds left, they can tie this game and go on to win in overtime. When we could have just, we had the ball in their zone, we could have just ran down the clock and kicked the field goal. I might have just cost myself the game. Because that's what I did against the Bucs, where I missed the field goal and then Mike Evans scored a crazy touchdown on Xavier Howard. And now I might have just cost us the game by scoring too early. I'm looking for Josh Boyer and this defense to bail me out, as if I haven't given up the game yet. If my defense can't come out and make the stop here, then we did not give up the game, as he definitely has people open, but he is running up himself, and that was definitely over the line of scrimmage, as he is throwing up to Stephon Diggs, and Stephon Diggs does make the catch. Thank God there's a flag on that, as he just mossed Brandon Jones. But unfortunately, that was across the line of scrimmage. So this ball will be coming back. Man, I couldn't imagine watching that on TV, as people would probably be pissed, especially if they're Bills fans. But yeah, hopefully Josh Boyer and this defense can bail me out, as I have not blown the game just yet. If my defense can come up big here, we can stop. We can make this stop, as that's an insane route by Christian Kirk, as he routes up Nick Needham as they do take their time. But like I was saying, if my defense can come out here and prevent them from scoring a touchdown, time the game, and winning in overtime, I will have not blown this game. So hopefully my defense can bail me out, as that was such a stupid decision by me. Usually Training Tyndall on the field in this big spot as they are doing a play action. We know they're not passing the ball. He's looking for someone open. He's stepping up in the pocket. I'm trying to cover 2 people and no one. We get no pressure, and that is so unfortunate, as they get down the field and they are forced to call their next time out. Why can't we get any pressure? I know we only rushed 3, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't get pressure in over like 10 seconds, man, as they get such good blocking, such good protection. Josh Allen finally finds someone open. How would he not after that much time? Using Training Tyndall as he goes to James Cook, and we tackle him inbounds. I don't know if they'll have enough time to get another playoff, as they don't, and the Miami Dolphins win the game because they had to try to go into the no huddle, and we win this game on a Raheem Mostert touchdown. So thank God me running the ball into the end zone had no effect on the end of the game, but actually won us the game now, as we sweep Buffalo. I can't believe I'm saying that, honestly, going into the series, when I'm going into like recording the series. Honestly, I thought going 1-1 would be a good spot to go with Buffalo, so I'm so happy. We go into Buffalo, we come out with a win, and we sweep Buffalo. Man, this team is on for great things, so that's a great team win for the Dolphins. And we showed a lot of heart there. We showed that we have grit, and we showed that we can win in the playoffs. So that was definitely a playoff style game, as it was ugly, and we did start off horribly, and then we still came back and won the game. As we go into the stats here, Josh Allen 20 for 32, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Tua Tagovailoa 20 for 30 and 3 touchdowns, only 1 interception. So again, that 1 interception was huge, as before that their stat lines were pretty identical, but Tua does play better than Josh Allen in this game. Rushing wise, Devin Singletary definitely was the best rusher here, as Tua Tagovailoa actually led us in rushing yards, as Raheem Mostert only had 29 yards and Chase Edmonds only had 14 yards, and they both averaged under 3.3 yards per carry. So definitely not a good play by our rushing. And then, oh my God, Jalen Waddle with the game of his life. 200 yards and a touchdown against the Buffalo Bills defense. That is incredible. Dawson Knox played good, showing that he might be better than Mike Gesicki as of right now, which I don't know if I would say that, just because I think Mike Gesicki's played well during the whole season, but they're definitely similar after last season. But wow, he shows out here, 118 yards and 2 touchdowns. James Cook had 84 receiving yards, Gabriel Davis 65 receiving yards, as this was really the Jalen Waddle show, as Tyreek only had those 2 receptions, which is really crazy to think about. Going on to the defense here, sacks wise, it was only that 1 sack by Tim Settle, and then there's actually 3 interceptions. The 1 by Jordan Poyer, the 1 by Jalen Phillips on that screenplay, which is wild, and then that 1 clutch interception, as I think they were entering our territory and about to put up points, and Xavier Howard did get that clutch interception, which is huge. And kicking wise, no kickers made a kick. They both nailed their extra points, but as I said, it was an ugly game, and no kickers made any of their field goal attempts, which is wild. Post game now, there's actually nothing to do, so with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.